Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Being the Odds. It is Thursday, April 27th, 2023, and we are back with a special edition Being the Odds NFL Draft. Best bets of the day, round one. We're only going to do round one. We're not doing anything past round one because I don't know how anyone would handicap that. And if you're new to the channel, by the way, my name is Zach, and welcome to Being the Odds. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, hit the notification bell so you never miss a pick. We post every day. We post NBA, NHL, and MLB pick videos as of right this moment. Once football season starts up, you know we're starting NFL and college football because we crush that. And if you haven't already, become a member at zdmbets.com/picks. You support me, you support the channel. You get our picks early, so you're able to take advantage of early lines, early odds. You have a direct line to me, so any game you're considering betting, you could text that line. I'll give you my opinion on that game. And we have some other perks as well. Check out the website. The website is linked in the comments below. Definitely check that out. We're going after our first 7,500 subscribers, so I'm really excited to have you all here. Let's go win together today. Let's go make some money. So we just to recap the NFL season for us, okay? For the NFL season, for Being the Odds, we went 122 and 81. We were exactly at 60%, just above it actually. And we crushed it last year. And we're going to do even better this year. And right now, guys, I have 5 picks for the NFL draft. It's 6 kind of, depending on how you slice it. I'm going to start in chronological order. These are not best. I don't have any best bets. They're all just picks that I am doing that I really, really like. So I'll start with the number 2 pick. The number 2 pick is going to be either CJ Stroud or Will Anderson. I'm taking individual tickets on both CJ and Will. Will Anderson's like plus 140. CJ is like plus 225. And cumulatively, it's like a plus 182 ticket. So you're going to profit either way as long as one of those hit. To me, I mean, Will Anderson is the most complete defensive player in the draft. He comes from Saban. Nick Caserio is a Belichick disciple who has a great relationship with Saban. To me, if they don't pick CJ, they're going to pick Will Anderson. But in my opinion, it would be general manager malpractice to not pick CJ Stroud here. They have no quarterbacks. The fact is they have Davis Mills and they have Case Keenum. That is no one. That is a nothing burger. And by the way, you might be like, well, Zach, they want to be bad this year, so that way they can be terrible next year and get like Caleb Williams, or if Drake May is eligible, they can get him too. Listen, there's nothing guaranteed in the NFL. This team could accidentally win 5 games because D'Amico Ryans is a much better coach than Lovie Smith, and they've upgraded the roster a decent amount. You got to take a quarterback here because you don't know if you'll ever be back in the top 2 when there's a generational talent. CJ Stroud is not a generational talent. He'll be a very, very solid quarterback, but you don't have a quarterback. Take the guy. And by the way, that IQ score or whatever, that was a little low, but guess what? Watch the tape against Georgia. He played against an NFL defense and diced them up the whole time. To me, that tape is enough to take him here number 2. Plus, what's the worst that happens? He's terrible, and then you get to draft quarterback next year. Take a quarterback here. You've got to get this position right if you're the Texans. You haven't had it right since Deshaun Watson. You got to get it right this time. CJ Stroud or Will Anderson. I think it's CJ Stroud, but I'm taking both as a hedge. Next, we have number 4. The number 4 pick is going to be Will Levis of the Colts. This is plus 115. He's their guy. Everything that's coming out of Indianapolis says that Will Levis is going there. He's a perfect culture fit. He has all the measurables. He's big, strong. He has a strong arm, athletic. I love CJ Stroud. Will Levis here at number 4. I just don't see them taking Anthony Richardson here. CJ Stroud. I got CJ Stroud in my head. Will Levis is the better quarterback here than Anthony Richardson. Everyone knows it, so I think they go with Will Levis here. Next, we have Jalen Smith over 6.5 in draft position. You get this at plus 290. And here's the deal, guys. When it comes to Jalen Smith, in my opinion, he's the most talented player in the NFL draft. However, he may slip due to the off-field things. There's always a player that slips. It's always a player that slips that shouldn't, and he's that guy. First off, he had that arrest that people are going to bring up, but really the biggest thing that I'm seeing is there's been 5 anonymous Georgia coaches that have come out and said he doesn't have a high motor, like he's not self-motivated. But on top of that, he doesn't respond well to tough coaching. That's a deadly combination. It's almost an Albert Hainsworth situation for those guys who remember when he was on the Redskins and he was like the best defensive player in the league, but like came in out of shape, was uninspired, and was terrible for my team. And to me, he's the most talented player in the draft. But stuff like this is what teams look at when it comes to players sliding hard in the draft. And listen, if he gets past Seattle, because I think that's the spot for him to go. He could drop all the way to, he can drop all the way down to maybe the Bears at like number 9. Bears, by the way, if he gets to number 9, the Bears would be absolutely ridiculously dumb to not take him there. But I think he gets slot, and I don't want him to, but I think he can. Plus, it's a very strong cornerback draft, and a lot of these teams like the Raiders, they need a corner. The Lions need a corner. The Seattle needs a corner. I could see this really, like, I can see him sliding to 7, 8, 9. So I like, you get plus 290. Again, that really says that they think he's going to go top 6. Listen, I think he definitely should, but I'm not sure if he will. I'm not saying I want him to. I'm just saying that's what I think he's going to do. So I like the over here, 6.5. Next, I like Anthony Richardson over 7.5 in draft position. You can get that at minus 155. He's really talented, but he's extremely raw, and he doesn't have great tape. If you watched him at Florida last year, other than the Utah game, other than that game, he did not play well against good teams. He looked overwhelmed. I think he needs 2 years to get going. And to me, it just seems like there's another Trey Lance. This is another another Trey Lance. Trey Lance is the only one that comes to mind, but you all know the quarterbacks that you never heard of really play well. Like you didn't really see much of them in college. They get overdrafted and they suck in the pros. Malik Willis last year. I think that's going to happen here. And the fact is, you get him past number 4 because think about just the draft, right? Number 1, Bryce Young's going to Carolina. Number 2, C.J. Stroud's going to the Texans. Number 3, they have Kyler not drafted a quarterback. Number 4, you have Will Levis. Number 5, Seattle's the only team I can see possibly taking him. But it's like, would they take him when you also have number 20? Because you can get Anthony Richardson at number 20 more than likely, just because of the teams, unless you have someone who trades up. Could you also get Hendon Hooker at number 20? I think they can. So I don't think Seattle takes them there. They might take a corner. I think that's probably where they go. Then they probably take a corner. But if you look at it, right after that, you have Detroit. They're happy with Jared Goff. Vegas, I mean, maybe, but I don't see it. They just signed Jimmy Garoppolo to a 3-year deal, so I don't think they would take Anthony Richardson there. So to me, I think he goes well over this. This could be a Johnny Manziel, Brady Quinn, Aaron Rodgers type slide where a team where he's been talking about top five, and then he falls to 22. And I think that could very well happen with Anthony Richardson here today. I think he falls way out of there because the tape is not on his side. His measurables, yes, but the tape is not on his side, and that's a big deal when it comes to these NFL teams. So I like the over 7.5 here. So I think he's going to be drafted 8 or later in the draft. And lastly, we have Michael Mayer under 21.5 on draft position. He's the tight end out of Notre Dame. And for those of you guys who have not seen him play, I watched a lot of college football this year. We crushed college football this year, by the way. Absolutely crushed it. We hammered, by the way, Georgia at minus 13.5 in that national championship game and the over, and we won, a stupid amount of money. But I'll take that. That's beside the point. Michael Mayer is the tight end for Notre Dame. And this dude is an absolute monster. And I hesitate to even say this, but he's like a mini Gronk. He blocks as well as any offensive lineman does in this entire draft. Like he does. He is that good. And he receives, he can catch the ball like a Gronk. This guy is an absolute animal. And the fact you can get him under 21.5, it's at plus 155 odds, by the way. Like, to me, that's just malpractice. You don't take him in the top 20. This guy, listen, I'm a Redskins fan. I would take him in a second, especially when we don't have any good tight ends. Like, that's where I think he should go. I think he goes early. I think he goes like the 13, 14, 15 range. He is really, really, really good. Michael Mayer could be like the best receiver in this draft. By the way, you might be like, what about Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jordan Anderson? Listen, for the value, what he does with blocking, Michael Mayer is going to be the next great tight end in the NFL. Book it. Like, bookmark it, clip it. I don't care what you got to say. This guy's going to be incredible. He'll be a top 3 tight end in 3 years. Like, without question. Michael Mayer is literally that good. I also love Dalton Kincaid in this draft as well. There's not really a line out for him for where he's going to be. I think it's like 24.5. But I like Michael Mayer here to go under. I can't believe that it's that high. I think someone's going to take a chance on him. I think they're going to jump to go get him. This guy's a beast. So Michael Mayer, draft position under 21.5. So let's recap what we got. So first off, what we got is we have the number 2 pick being either C.J. Stroud or Will Anderson. You have to bet those singularly. So bet on Will Anderson, bet on C.J. Stroud, and if one of them hit, you're going to profit a decent amount. Will Levis to the Colts at plus 115 at number 4. That's a single bet, obviously. Michael Mayer, draft position under 21.5. You get the plus 155. Jalen Smith over 6.5 in draft position. That's at plus 290. Again, that one you may want to sprinkle a little bit, but I think he can go. I think he could slip. And Anthony Richardson over 7.5 draft position at -155. I really like that one too. So, like I said, we post videos every day. Let's go lock in those picks, y'all. Let's go win together. Let's go make some money. I will see you all tomorrow. Make sure y'all check out those other videos and become a member at our website.